commissioners meeting together.
Okay.
If we could rise for an invocation, please. Let us pray. Lord, thank you for the opportunity to serve you by serving the community. Guide us as we deliberate to make wise decisions for the benefit of all of our citizens. And please make us all aware of how these choices impact the citizenry of the community. And as always, watch over those who protect us both here and abroad. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, ma'am.
Commissioner Collins?
Excuse.
Commissioner Cross?
Here.
Commissioner Derazinski?
Here.
Commissioner Engel?
Excuse.
Commissioner Jager?
Here.
Commissioner Longmire?
Present.
Chairman Mahoney?
Here.
Commissioner Plummer?
Here.
Commissioner Skolnick?
Here.
Commissioner Snyder?
Excuse.
Commissioner Wilkins? Here.
Next on the agenda is approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Plummer, seconded by Commissioner Longmire. Mr. Skolnick? Look alike.
You look a little older.
Somebody's. Any corrections, additions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. We're getting to the minutes next. Number 6, approval of minutes of January 12, 2012.
Make a motion we approve of the amendment, page 22.
Page 22, we actually adjourned that meeting. Okay. Seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carries. Now at the portion of the meeting where we entertain public comment on an agenda item. Anyone in the public wishing to address this board on an agenda item? Now we can move on. You have a communication from the city of Muskegon indicating that they're going to have a public hearing on the commercial rehabilitation certificate.
Move we accept it and place it on file.
You really don't need to do that.
Okay. Well, I wanted to discuss it.
Oh, fine.
Okay, if I could. I know
Sure.
we don't have to. I'm wondering if we were giving, without having wanting to go to this hearing, I take it it's a 198 type system. I'm wondering the number of years, the amount of lost tax revenue that the county might have if this is passed. I'm surely not opposed to it. And I'm wondering if this is going to create any jobs. I just wondered if any of that information was passed along, because a lot of times in those applications, those are spelled out.
I believe it was, but I don't remember the details.
I'll get that information.
Thank you.
I just know that the one part on there, I did a little research on that, and according to that public act, they don't have to provide extra jobs. It just says they will try to retain the job. And they will try to retain, the building being there and everything else. They don't promise anything with it.
I don't know. Commissioner Snyder and I have questioned whether that was something that we needed to pass with the and they did pass on some information. I think Commissioner Skolnick, you remember that?
You know, I remember at the
There's a
meeting
number
when
of
we
$1
discussed,
million.
I don't think there were any new jobs, and if I remember right at the meeting, we talked about that this project was over $1 million, and it's a nice investment on Ottawa Street, and that is a locally owned company. It's a kind of a win-win for the community.
You know,
I don't think there were any jobs created. That was the other question.
well, but the county would lose 50% of the tax base of this, along with the city, of the new construction.
As I recall, it wasn't substantial.
We'll get that.
Just a thought, and if I could, the reason I bring it up is we kind of rubber stamped from the city a number of paper mill, 198 tax exemption. And in that, this is our job creation. And for the number of years that they did function, they did get a reduction in taxes, and they're gone. I wonder, if there's a penalty for not living up to, is that money recoverable? I think not, but I just walk a little more carefully with these, so, thank you.
Mr. Mahoney, I think there's a thing called a clawback provision. It's called a clawback provision, and if a company gets a tax abatement and ends up moving, the municipality has the right to go back and get that money back. And I know that happened in Martin Shores here recently with a bid, I think it was called E-Coders at the, in the industrial park. I think it was $40,000 they got back.
And does that apply only to the city or village or township?
I can check, I do know that a number of the municipalities are putting clawback provisions in their tax abatements, and I'll check and see if they did that for this one.
Thank you. I hate to make you more
No,
work.
that's okay,
but
that's fine.
Just thought.
Okay, anybody else? Moving on, committee reports. Commissioner Skolnick.
Mr. Chairman, the Community Development and Strategic Planning Committee met on January 19, 2012. It was recommended, and I move CD/SP 12/01-01.
Moved by Commissioner Skolnick, seconded by Commissioner Cross to accept the Community Development Committee's report of January 19th, 2012. Any discussion? I will just comment that I think this is a move forward. We'll give them some guidelines, and it's a working document. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Derazinski?
Yes.
Commissioner Jagger?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Plummer?
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick?
Yes,
Commissioner Wilkins? Chairman Mahoney?
Yes.
that completes my report, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe the motion carried. Transportation Committee. Commissioner Longman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee met on January 19th, 2012. It was recommended, and I move TR 12/01-01 through TR 12/01-03.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Longmire, seconded by Commissioner Plummer to accept the Transportation Committee's report of January 19, 2012. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Jagger?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Plummer?
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick?
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins? Yes. Commissioner Cross?
Yes.
Commissioner Derazinski?
Yes.
Chairman Mahoney?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I complete my report.
Thank you. Ways and Means Committee. Commissioner Plummer.
Commissioner, Mr. Chairman, the Ways and Means Committee met on January 17, 2012 was recommended. I move WM 12/01-07 through WM 12/01-10.
Support. Okay, it's moved by Commissioner Plummer, supported by Commissioner Cross to accept the Ways and Means Committee report of January 17, 2012. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Plummer,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Cross.
Yes.
Commissioner Derazinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Jager.
Yes.
Chairman Mahoney.
Yes.
8 yes.
And that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Plummer. In my report, I have a list of citizen appointees two of them to the accommodations tax committee, 4 for the airport advisory committee, 1 for Lakeshore Coordinating Council, 1 for the Lakeshore Museum Board, 1 for the MSA Extension Council, and let's see, about 8 for the Solid Waste Planning Committee, and 1 for the White River Zoning. Anybody have questions on those particular groups?
No questions, but Mr. Morney, I'll make a motion that we concur with the chairman's appointments of 1 through 7.
Support.
Moved and supported to accept the recommendations of these appointments for these various committees. Any questions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carries. And that's, in any of the liaisons wishing to report. I did meet with the accommodations tax advisory committee this morning. We didn't have enough people to do business, but there's a lot of activity beginning to occur. It should be exciting over the next year or two. Good opportunities to showcase Muskegon. Okay, administrators report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and County Board of Commissioners. I present to you for your consideration the approval to release of mortgage between homeowner and the estate for the property located at 950 Bob Avenue.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Derazinski, seconded by Commissioner Longmire to approving transfer. Questions?
I'm just curious after reading this, don't we check on other liens on the property before we invest in this? I mean, because it goes back to some liens that were done before we invested money in the property, it looks like.
There was a third-party administrator that did this back in 2007. We had a third-party administrator, so that was being done not by county staff, but a third-party administrator. And I don't know if that's what they did back then. I know we do check that now.
I was hoping we
Yeah,
did. So.
yeah, we do.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Jager.
But was this grant money that was originally like for lead abatement or something? Is that how they got this money?
Yeah, it was the Neighborhood Assistance Program, which it's a program through the CDBG that we currently have now as well. But yeah, it was some improvements that were needed that they applied, and it was approved that they should have those improvements.
So really this could, even if a house does have a couple of liens against it, it wouldn't matter so much. This is more geared to whether people need it or not.
Yeah, but they do have to apply, and that is one of the criteria that we do look at is the liens on the house as well.
But the person's, if I may, I'm sorry, person's deceased.
Right, that's why we're
Yeah.
doing it in an
Yeah, I
open
mean,
meeting.
how
Yeah.
do we guarantee that?
Right.
Right, because you could have a job at one time and then lose your job and then just go.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes. Bonnie, sometimes they have a time frame on it, such as 10 years. They can't do anything solid or do anything for 10 years. This apparently was not included in this one, right?
I don't know, Commissioner. This, the lien, the CDBG was from 2007, so I don't know if there was a 10-year issue on it. Do you, Corporation Counsel?
Yes, I do. For these grants, whenever the property is transferred, we are paid out. So this suggests to me that there was no sale up to this date on this property.
Okay.
Commissioner Smolin.
You know, I'm just curious, in the documentation here, it says a lien for 1996 to secure a bail bond in the amount, I believe, to be $150 or $1,500. What is that all about? I know what a bail bond is, but I mean, I don't know how much it is.
I can send you.
We do have a record.
That's been resolved.
Authored this.
The bail bonds issue apparently was resolved.
Okay, just a second. If we can suspend the rules, this is
So
Mr. Ken.
Sorry.
It's been moved to suspend the rules and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. You can approach the podium and fill us all into details.
Good afternoon, Ken Hoops, here on the Gary D. Croning estate. And I realized that the closing statement had indicated about something about a bonds lien of some sort of $150, but my discussion with Mr. Lattis earlier today, who would be here, but he's tied up with another matter, that was resolved. So that will not be included in the closing costs if things are approved and the sale goes forward on February 5th, I believe.
Any other questions, Mr. Cooper? Thank you.
Thank you.
We got a vote to go back into closing session.
So moved.
Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Opposed? Now we're back to the discussion of this particular item. Anybody else have questions? None? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plummer,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins, Commissioner Cross,
Yes.
Commissioner Derazinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Jager,
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire,
Yes.
Chairman Mahoney.
Yes.
8 yes.
That concludes my report.
Thank you, Madam Administrator. Old business. Does anybody have any old business to bring before this? None new business. Anybody have new business to bring before us? Commissioner Monroe.
Yeah, Commissioner, Chairman, if it pleases the board, I would like to pass a resolution. I don't know, we talked about passing resolutions and whatnot, but I would like to pass one honoring the late Dr. Robert Garrison for his, he was one of the Tuskegee Airmen who flew with the Tuskegee Airmen, and since, you know, New Hollywood movie Red Tail design, I think it's prompt and right that we do that. I support that. Yes, possibly. The word always have problems with posthumously. Yes.
It's been, Commissioner Derazinski supported that. I think it's a grand idea.
I haven't saw the pictures.
Anyway, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Resolution is approved. Any other new business? If not, we're at point of the meeting for public comment on the new topic. Anybody in the audience wishing to comment on the new topic?
Hello, my name is Shanti Davy, and I am from Norton Shores, and I'm with Occupy Muskegon, and we have been doing some research recently into trying to help our community. And we have discovered there's been someone who's been really doing a lot of work with foreclosures and public banking. And I'm here today to find out who I would go speak to find out about setting up a county bank for Muskegon. County, state, and national banks are banks that can use the municipal assets to make money without having them liquid. They are used in Germany, which is the strongest of the European economies. North Dakota has had one since the early 1900s, and they've always had it, been in the black, and also been able to really help their state with the profits that they made from their community, with their state bank. So anyway, I would like to find out who I would speak to, who I would go to further this, because I know that Muskegon is a very forward-thinking, creative community, and I think that we could really benefit from this.
Thank you. I'll pass that over to Heath. He's interested.
I'll be happy to
Yeah,
meet with
we'll work with
To see what the issues are and so on.
Okay?
Thank you.
So speak to you?
Yes.
Okay. After this meeting? Okay. And then the other issue, I also would like to know who I would go to in this water district to find out about the water fluoridation policies and how they're handled and stuff like that. Who would control that?
Probably have to go to each municipality. We don't produce water, we buy water. So I would assume we have to go to the city of Muskegon, city of Muskegon Heights, or in my area, you'd have to go to the city of Montague and the city of Whitehall.
Okay. So each city council then?
Whoever's producing the water.
The only two that produce water in
It's Muskegon
Northern
Heights
Shores
and,
would be Muskegon Heights
Yeah.
produces their water.
Right.
So if that
We're
was,
currently working with them to end the fluoridation there. We're looking to try to end it in the other part of the county. There's just been tremendous amount of research come out in the past 10 years that shows that the ingestion of fluoride is really not good for the body. ADD, lowered IQ. As a matter of fact, on the water bill, you have to legally put on there that infants below 12 months cannot drink this water because it's too high fluoride, even at the lowest levels for an infant. So there's just tremendous amount of research, and I'm working to try and get the fluoride out of both water systems. So I would go to the Muskegon City Council for that one.
Wherever the municipalities are that are producing the water, you have to deal with them individually.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else wishing to comment? New topic. Seeing none? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No.
Why don't you put her down? Turn it off and take it apart, just make sure that you don't have any questions.